All right, so today we're going to start talking about what we've done previously, but how we can do the same type of thing digitally. And we're going to use, you can use other types of methods. We're going to be using Google Forms and Google Sheets, since you guys have, most of y'all have Chromebooks, and it's compatible that way. So we're essentially going to be copying what we've done, but instead of doing it by hand, we're going to do it all digitally. So we're going to start with the survey today. Like, how can we conduct a survey and why we might want to do that to begin with. And so, yeah, let's get started. So we're going to create a survey using Google Forms. And one of the reasons why it's nice using Google Forms and doing this digitally is because we do not have to we can export our data onto a spreadsheet, and then once we have our data onto a spreadsheet, we can do things like create a frequency table, bar graph, pie chart, things like that, and we can do it very, very quickly, rather than taking all this time to manually draw stuff out and whatnot. So we're going to start by opening Google Chrome. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth between my my monitor here. So I'm going to start by opening Google Chrome, and then I'm going to make sure that we're signed in with our school account. So up here at the top, you see my little picture. That's my school account right here. And then I'm going to click on the apps icon to the top, on the top right next to my profile picture. So over here, I'm going to click right here. And then I'm going to go down here to Forms. I'm going to click Forms. And you can choose like a template if you want. I'm just going to choose a blank form and start there. So over here where it says blank form, I'm going to click right here. And then I'm going to enter like some type of title here. And this title is going to be like, I'm going to just call it kind of what my question is. Like, or I'm going to call it favorite color survey. And so that's what this is going to be called. And then and once I have this, like it's useful to go up here too, and if you want to save this to a specific location to where you know where it is, you can click on this and like save it. If you do anything with organizing your Google stuff, you can do that. And then from here, I'm going to click on the plus icon on the right to add a new question. And my specific one, I don't really need to. I'm only asking one question here. But just to kind of talk about this, over here on this sidebar, we have these options. You can do things like adding a question, deleting a question. You want to make sure that your questions, for the purpose of this stuff, are required. Like, that's not selected like that. This is like that. It's the required button selected. If you ever wanted to quickly like duplicate something and just change like another question, you can click on this duplicated question and do that kind of really quickly. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna create the same survey for the purpose of this assignment. To make our organization easier, we're going to use multiple choice options like it's already selected up here. We can go through and select use a Google form if we didn't want to do a survey, or maybe we did, but we want to give them options or whatever. Or you may have had a quiz or test that your teacher used on a Google form, and you can choose how you want your answers to be. Or like, what do you want your responses to be? We're going to use multiple choice because it's going to make our organization a lot easier. We don't have to sort anything. So we're going to start by typing our question and enter multiple choice responses. And depending on your question and the purpose for your survey, you may want to limit your multiple choice selections as we go through these. So if you consider what your data may look like, if you asked what state you would most want to visit, there are 50 options. And if you only have 30 responses, you don't really, like, your data is going to be like probably spread out a lot. And, if you had, 10,000 people and you ask that, you may get something. But you want to try to limit this, especially for this type of project and assignment. So I had more colors on whenever I did mine by hand. I'm going to take those two least popular ones off, and I'm going to ask it the questions again with just a few less answer choices. So my data looks better, essentially. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to type in the question, what is your favorite color? And then down here, I'm just going to type in some of my answer choices. So it's asking me short answer. I'm going to go up here to multiple choice, and I'm just going to ask green, blue, red, pink, and we'll say black. I think that's, yeah, I'm just going to go with those for right now. So your questions, in other words, that you have, if you asked, like, if you had too many answer choices, like for instance, I don't want to do light green, dark green, and regular green. So I'm just going to leave it as just green, so I don't have to sort those out. Like if you had gray on there before, like, and you only had one response out of 30, I probably wouldn't add that on here. Okay, and so from here, let's see what else. And so, real quick, going back into the, like, if you were to ask something like, if you wanted to ask something, what states would you want to visit? And there's like 50 options. You might consider asking something and rephrasing it to say maybe to where you had a few states, and you can say something like, um, which of the following states would you prefer to visit? And you can give them an option, and you might come up with this option based off of like, why would you want to visit those things? Like, would you want to visit Hawaii for like just because it's Hawaii, there's a beach there, or like Nevada for Las Vegas, or Colorado to hit the mountains or whatever, New York City or Florida for Disney World and Universal. Like, so give them some type of options like that, um, and then try to keep your list under 5. I would suggest to try to keep your list under 5. Um, so now that we have my question done with my responses, I'm going to go up here to the top and I'm going to hit publish. And then this is the important part. This is something that I had to learn kind of the hard way. But when you publish this and you send this out, you need to make sure that you click on this manage thing, because right now it says responders and it says anyone in nisdtx.org. Well, if you send this to somebody in another school district or somebody that doesn't have an NISDTX email or something like that, then they're not going to be able to open it. So we need to click manage right here. And then once we click manage, we're going to go under here for the responders. And instead of selecting nisd.tx.org, we're going to put anyone that has this link. And then we're going to select done. And then once I have that, now we see that this says responders, anyone with the link, and I'm going to hit publish. And then right next to publish, we haven't shared this yet. We just published it. Right next to publish, we're going to click this button up here that says share. And we're going to go down here and we're going to copy this link. And then hit done. And then for the purpose of this, now that we have that link, we can either, if we want to send that out somewhere, we can always email it to ourselves, or if you have an email folder, or if you send it on social media, you may want to email it to yourself to where you can open up on your phone and then copy and paste that into like TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and have people fill that out that way. For the purpose of this class, we're going to go to the Canvas calendar. And we're going to paste this on there. So I'll show you what that looks like. So when you open up Canvas and you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll see this calendar like this. And then if we go down here, we'll see this in-class survey. Now the dates may be different. It may not be in this specific order because I'm recording this in January of 2025. So by this time it's 2026. So I'm going to click right here where it says in-class surveys. This is a shared form, so I don't even know if these are the correct periods that I'm going to have. These are my AQR periods that I have this year. So what I'm going to do is everybody's going to be using the same form. So if you're in first period, you're going to do like what I did, and you're going to come down here, and you'll see other people typing in there. Don't mess with their stuff, and just type in your question. Like, so mine is, what is your favorite color? And I already had this one in there, but I'm going to do it again just so y'all can see. So I'm going to type that in there, and remember, I already copied my that link. So once I have my question in here, I'm going to highlight my question. I'm going to right click, and then if I go down here, I'm going to insert a link, and I can hit the Control V. So hold Control and hit V, and then apply. And now people can come over here, click on that, and then they'll be brought to this form. And you can say, what is your favorite color? Submit, and then we have a response there. Okay, so that is what we're going to be doing for now. So just like the other day when we conducted our first survey, that was pretty much all we did for the class. That's what we're going to do today. So I want y'all to all put y'all's questions in here, so we should have a list of, I don't know, 16 something different surveys. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but you need to put yours in there, and then you need to go through and click on all of them and fill them out, including yourself, for your own surveys. So that way we'll talk about what we do once we have our data collected tomorrow. So that is all we're doing today. Put your survey in here and then go through each one of those and fill out those survey questions for your peers.